Well, hello, everybody. Welcome to our Sunday gathering in Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut's Legacy. Thank you all for being with us. We have a really special guest today who we're going to talk to in just a minute. But let's just do some quick check-ins. Deb Cruz, how are you?
Hanging in there.
And Marcia, I had you muted. Let me see if I can unmute you. You might have to do it yourself. Christina, how are you?
I'm good. Thank you.
I'm not sure the background. There's someone's replaying the video on their end. All right, Mom, how are you?
Oh, good. Thanks. Really wet and windy day, but it's poured down, and literally it's big old fat rain. Poured down all day, so I think we're going to get wet feet and wet fingers, but it's great for the plants. So all good, thanks.
Awesome. And then we have Deborah Allers with us. Deborah, where are you?
I'm currently in the Medhow Valley, which is a cross-country ski mecca in the state of Washington. So I'm in this really cool mountain cabin. But the orcas come first in my life. So when Annette asked me to be here, I said I would. And I'm just so excited to hear from Dana. I'm one of his biggest fans. And I'm doing great.
It's going to be good, you guys. We were having a little pre-jam session before. And, you guys are in for some good music. You guys are in for some good music. Alejandro, how are you?
Fine, thank you. I just came to the show.
I'm glad
How is everybody? Here we have a heavy rain.
Yep.
It's raining so heavy now, but it's good, good to stay home.
There you go. And then let's check in with Marcia.
It's raining here too. I think it's the entire state of Florida, but
oh yeah,
it's beautiful. I love rainy days. I'm all about it. So it's beautiful and clean.
Awesome. Thanks for being with us, Marcia. And Deborah, you're muted, but I'd like to hear from you.
Thank you, sweet sister. I am a little emotional this weekend about all of it that's going on. And I think because I had such a beautiful, incredible honor to do my first story time with the kids down at the Well Center yesterday. Thank you, Howard, for creating that beautiful space and for reading your story, Alejandro. And it was just incredibly, beautifully powerful. It got hot in that room. I swear we were all in there. She was in there. And I'm just kind of in a space of overwhelmed gratitude this weekend. So if I'm quiet, I'm overwhelmed.
Thanks, Deborah. I saw that on Facebook. Thank you for doing that, continuing to teach the kids. And what a great book. What a great book. Howard, how are you?
Yes, well, great to be here. Thank you, Deborah, for reading to the kids. That is just so valuable and a precious moment for them too, I'm sure. Well, I'm okay. It's a lovely cloudy day here, and I'm just looking forward to hearing from Dana.
Great. And then Dana, just we're going to hear lots more from you for the show, but just quick check-in. How are you today? And thank you for being with us.
I'm doing great. Happy to be here with you all. And I'm in Bellingham, and it's also cloudy and not raining, so that's a surprise.
Got that weather going on today. Well, guys, like Deborah was mentioning, we've all been in a little bit of a space, and I do my best to keep tabs. Hey, Cat I do my best to keep tabs on social media prior to the show, just to kind of get a sense of where everyone is and what we're talking about, and what the conversations are about. And it's overwhelming conversation about today being the 6 months since Toki has passed. And you all know we're big on healing on this show and healing together. And in this healing journey, we're all in different places at all different times. I know that. And I'm going to read a poem from Kat a little bit later that I asked her permission to read. We've all been in that space this week. And so we thought that it would be good to have, you know, some time, some silent time. And is it going to be sad? Probably. But what Marcia and I were talking about was really looking at the 6 minutes for the 6 months that she's been gone, 6 minutes of time to just connect with her. Um, what you're going to see is you're going to see some photos. I did it in a video, so it's 6 minutes. You'll see some photos of Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut, and then you'll see some video of Deborah's garden, her Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut's garden that Deborah has, and that she was actually working in when Toki passed. You'll hear the light rain fall. And then, as you guys know, we had ceremonies in the Pacific Northwest and in Miami the day after she passed. We went live for that. And what we did was we collected a lot of flowers. And what we had people do was put their prayers, their intentions for Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut's journey into those flowers. And then I think it was not the morning after, but the next day. I told you guys about this, but we haven't shown it. I went to this aquarium and I was allowed to go in and put those flowers, your guys' prayers, into the tank where Toki spent all these years. And so there's something powerful about that and something magical about that I think we'll just show you guys. So you're going to see a lot in the next 6 minutes. And again, you know, I know it's sad, but it's also a time for us to acknowledge that that love was so great, that all of us had, all those connections she had with people were so beautiful. And so really just using the 6 minutes to honor your connection with Toki. And I hope you guys take advantage of this time to be able to do that. So we're going to go ahead and play that now. Thank you, everyone, for taking that time with us. Eileen really wrapped it up. She said, "Thank you for the 6 minutes of love," and that is absolutely how that should be looked at. Marcia, I didn't know. I don't want to put you on the spot, but do you want to share the significance of the pattern of the flowers when we put them in the water?
Toki had a place that she would always stay in when she wanted to be alone, and the ridiculously small pool, but we called it her bedroom, and it was on that side. And when we put those flowers in, they sort of stayed in that area where she liked to be, to have peace and quiet. And to me, they just resembled her form when they floated, and they stayed in that space for a long time. In my view, I maybe you saw something different than I did, Annette, but just reflected her in that space that we all need seclusion sometimes and quiet, and that's where my mind goes with that.
That was present for me, and how I felt like she was receiving the prayers, in her space. And that's not the way the current, if you will, there's not much current in that water, but the water goes the opposite way. And so for them to go that way first, and then you see at the end, I feel like she received those prayers and then let them go. So again, thank you guys and thank you, Marcia, for being with me for that. I don't know, I could have done that alone, but I'm gonna read one poem, and then we're gonna move to the rest of our show. This is "Through Waves May Crash and Oceans Mourn, Tokite's Spirit Forever Reborn," and this is from Cat Eye. Though waves may crash and oceans mourn, Tokite's spirit forever reborn. No longer captive, her form takes flight, a beacon of hope in darkest night. She swam with grace, a soul untamed, resilience echoing, freedom her name. Though stolen captive, spirit unbound, her courage whispers, a strength profound. For those who struggle, adrift and lost, Tokite's journey, a guiding post. In every breath, a lesson untold of facing hardship, fierce and bold. Remember her fight, the will to thrive. Through captive bars, her spirit alive. Let her echo ignite a spark inside to rise above where dreams reside. Embrace the waves, feel salty spray where Tokite dances in endless day. Her mournful song now a joyful call, inspiring courage to conquer all. So let her memory be your guide through stormy seas where hope can reside. With every challenge, a chance to rise, like Tokite's spirit soaring in the skies. For even in darkness, stars still gleam, and Tokite's light forever will be. A guiding spirit on wings of white, so spread your wings and take flight. Written with love, Cat. Cat, thank you for that and for letting us share that. I appreciate it. And it's true, her courage. We talk about her courage all the time. And igniting that light, continuing to make efforts, continuing to fight for her family, continuing to move forward in the plight for the dams to come down, for Toki's spirit. And somebody who's been instrumental in that for a very long time is Dana. So Dana Lyons, thank you for being with us. Howard, I'm going to let you intro a little about Dana. I know we all have good stuff to say.
Thank you, Annette, and thank you, Dana, for being here. I have had the honor and pleasure of introducing Dana at many events, and I always love it because I'm just so happy to see Dana. Dana is the troubadour, the poet, the lyricist of the Pacific Northwest. And I always enjoy hearing his songs because they tell us about our place and about the life around us. And it's a pleasure to greet you and to welcome you here to TokiTV.
Thank you, Howard. It's a real pleasure and honor to be with you all, and to be so many people here, from people who actually cared for Tokite, and I think most, if not everyone here, worked so hard for her release and to come home, and I just appreciate that.
Thank you, Dana. So let's talk about some of your what you've done, because I know the one that struck me the most. I'm gonna put my plug in for the song first. You wrote a song from Granny's perspective. Can you tell us when that was and what inspired you for that?
Yes. My friend Stephanie Buffum, I was staying with her family out on Shaw Island, and we were talking about music and this and that, and she told me she wanted to commission a song. And she wanted to commission the song about Granny's experience over 100 years, and Granny being the she's passed on, but she was the matriarch for the resident orcas. And I think she passed on when she was around 104 years old. But I wrote the song when she was still alive, and kind of Granny's experience over 100 years with the changing sound of boats, and how they affected the orcas. And so I did. I said, yeah, I will try that. And I said, I don't want to take any money until we have a good song. And she said, I'm not worried about that, but I was worried about that. And then a couple of weeks later, some friends, they wanted to help me out on a music or activist project. And I gave them a whole list of things they could help on. And one of the things was to fund a video of the non-existent song about Granny. And they said, we want that. And so then I had this double pressure on me to write the song. And then I went out, and actually I was staying at a cabin in the Salduck on the Olympic Peninsula when the song came out. And it took a while of work to pull it all together. But yeah, I'm thrilled with the song and the video. And the video has got shots from all over around the Salish Sea and underneath the Salish Sea, and there's some amazing footage of the orcas. But I've been, I've been interested in, working to protect the orca, the southern residents for a long time. They're so spectacular. They're, I think, they're the apex predator in the ocean, and they're the kind of symbolic, charismatic megafauna. I love that term, for our region. And everyone loves the orca. Everyone's fascinated by the orca. And my non-scientific poll, I would guess that 95 to 98% of the people in our region, and by region I would include Oregon, Washington, British Columbia, Idaho. I would say that 95 to 98% of the people want to protect the southern resident orcas. They want them to survive and flourish and be here forever. And so I did a tour all around the region, called it the Great Salish Sea Tour, and spoke about the situation for the orca. And the issue I've been mostly focusing on is the breaching of the Snake River dams. And the fastest thing we can do to help the southern resident orcas are to breach those dams. And what that would do is those dams are they're in eastern Washington. There are more dams further up the Snake, but those 4 dams would greatly increase the salmon going up into Idaho, especially the king salmon. And of course, the king salmon is the favorite food of the southern resident orca. I believe that we're going to see those dams come down eventually. I think if we had a referendum and asked the people, if we took a vote one November and said, who is in favor of removing or breaching the Snake River dams, my guess is I think it would win by 68+% easily, because people love the orca. People want to do the right thing, need to raise the tax money to take care of the farmers moving the wheat down, and the people who will be affected by the their property values. They need to be taken care of. But basically, we could almost hold hands in a giant circle around Washington State and sing Kumbaya, because we basically have consensus. We want to save the orca. The question is, why haven't our efforts been successful? And I ask myself that to myself personally. I'm a musician. I like to do organizing on issues. Why have my efforts, our efforts? What are we doing wrong? And I think primarily we're in a unique situation. We're in a difficult political situation, and the main entity standing in the way of breaching the dams is Bonneville Power, and most people think of them in a nice light. No pun intended. They have a reputation of providing electricity and doing other things, and Woody Guthrie sang a bunch of good songs about them. Well, what I envision as a singer is I want to be a reverse Woody Guthrie. I mean, I love I love Woody Guthrie. He's a hero of mine, and I think Woody Guthrie would approve of the reverse Woody Guthrie move. But I want to sing songs to take those dams down, and I believe that when we're all working on educating the public here, as people learn about how breaching the dams could help the orca, they're going to start raising their voices more and more to our elected officials. And when elected officials start hearing from 70, 80, 90%, that's when they're going to go, ooh, I kind of like my job. I like the health care that goes with the governor and being a senator. I like blah, blah, blah. That's when you start to see our elected officials dance. And I happen to like many of our elected officials, but as Barack Obama said, if you want me to do something, make me. And the way you make an elected official, no matter how good they are, do something, is to turn out the people's words. So that's the strategy I try to work on, and hopefully in time we'll see that come together. I know there's rallies coming up, and those are wonderful and important, and I'm sure other people will talk specifically about them. But that's the work I do on for the orca and the salmon.
I love that. Do you want to play that song, or would you prefer that I show the video? Because you talked about the video, give people an idea of what we're talking about, or do you want to do it live? Up to you.
I'll do it live so far. Online live. I'm trying to touch you. No, I'll do it. I'll do it live. But if folks want to see the spectacular video, after this program, they can on YouTube. You can search for The Great Salish Sea. That should take you there, or The Great Salish Sea, Dana Lyons, and.
I'll put that link in as well.
I'd love to hear it live.
Okay, yeah, I'll play it. I'll play it live. I tune my guitar. I might as well do it. So here we go.
And just for folks at home, I'll put the link during the song. I'll put the link for the YouTube video in there so you can watch it after.
Thank you. We will swim 1,000 miles to reach the shores of Emerald Isles, with salmon spawning by the million, herring Fishing, spawning by the billion, gather with our pods again. The summer food, the summer friends, to raise our babies safe and free. We gather in the Sk'aliCh'elh sea. Oh, hush, hear the swish of the boats on the water, the hollowed out cedars, the sons and the daughters, the rhythm of paddles caressing the water, the rhythm of paddles to come greet the orca. Remember the legend, the myth and the story a long time ago, when we witnessed the glory with thousands and thousands of whales swimming free. The orcas come home to the great Sk'aliCh'elh sea. Oh, I hear your song for many miles, your distant thoughts, your distant smiles. Today we fish in different bays. Tonight we meet again to play. Oh, hush, hear the swish of the boats on the water, the great sailing ships with the sons and the daughters, the wind and the wood as it cuts through the water, the wind and the wood sailing out to the orca. Remember the legend, the myth and the story a long time ago, when we witnessed the glory with thousands and thousands of whales swimming free. The orcas come home to the great Sk'aliCh'elh sea. Oh, 100 times around the sun, I saw the slaughter, smelled the blood, the water turning blue to brown, the metal ships, the screaming sound. I cannot hear your song today. The salmon gone, the herring late, and more the ships do come. Will anybody hear my song? Oh, hush, hear the scream of the ships on the water, the great super tankers, the coal ports, the freighters, the deafening noise overtaking the water, the deafening noise overcoming the orca. Remember the legend, the myth and the story a long time ago, when we witnessed the glory with thousands and thousands of whales swimming free. The orcas come home to the great Sk'aliCh'elh sea. Oh, hush, hear the voice from both sides of the border, the rallies, the blockades, the brave sons and daughters, the people speak out for protecting the water. The people are rising to come save the orca. Oh, oh, oh,
Wow. Oh, I have to unmute everyone. Go ahead and clap again, you guys.
Hey, bravo! Bravo! Bravo!
Thank you,
Thank you. Bravo.
Thank you.
I am Latino, we are just, we make it loud,
Exactly. Exactamente. And speaking of loud and celebration, I just want to remind everyone that our region, we're on a roll. We are on a roll with dam breaching and removal.
Yay.
Like, I don't know,
Yes.
10 years or so ago, after working for 100 years, the Native Americans worked for the first 50 and everybody else gathered in the second 50. But we, the people, successfully removed the Elwha River dams in the Olympic National Park. And now that's one of the most visited places in the national park. People want to see where humanity actually got it right. Okay. It's fascinating, the interest in that. And now we're in the process of removing the Klamath River dams, breaching those down in California after the people of California worked for years and years on that. And we're going to be next. And I'm playing at the celebration party, and it's going to be a big one down there in Eastern Washington when we start to breach the first dam. And we'll all be there, and we ought to fly the crew in from Miami so they can celebrate with us for the family.
We've talked about it. We've talked about a big concert. We've talked about, it's going to be a celebration. So can't stand. We'll be there. We'll be there.
We'll be there. Definitely.
Well, I had to get my plug in for my favorite song first before Deborah and Deb and Howard tried to outvote me there. But Howard, you have a lot of favorite songs.
Oh, well, yeah, I do. Everything from Mow the Lawn to Love Song to Jane.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, beautiful songs and so many that I've heard over the years. And of course, the classic Cows with Guns. There's lots of good times to be had and great songs to hear. So those are some of my favorites. But let's hear from Deborah. Everyone else.
Thanks, Howard. Yeah. So I would echo what Howard said. Dana is just a wonderful musician and a passionate environmental advocate. I first encountered Dana when he was the guest minister at our local Unitarian church that I attend in Port Townsend. I said, "How cool is that?" And he sang The Great Salish Sea, and immediately I became a fan. I would say, though, the most work I've done with him has been through our North Olympic Orca Pod. That's our local advocacy group in the North Olympic Peninsula and Whidbey Island, and other folks that join. We're the orca people. And we have actually shown up at Dana's concerts in our orca alter egos in our costumes. And he's even allowed us to be his opening act at one of his performances at Squim. Raps and dancing, and it was totally amateurish, but he took it in good humor. And sometimes he doesn't.
Should I show a little clip of that?
That's sure. Hey, you bet.
Let's see if I can share my screen. Let's see if it's gonna work. The video's not the greatest, but it's fun. So I'm gonna see.
No, it's a little comic relief.
Let's see what we could do here. Okay, let me add this so you guys can see my screen. Here we go. You ready? All right, let's go. Let's see.
Oh my God, that's cute.
It doesn't stop there. Let's go here. Like, we got some serious going on right here. Let it here go.
Oh, you can't tell what a way we do our sweat when trouble happens to them. Selling good dough, we get that dance on the way they can get it.
This look like a thriller, Michael Jackson, but because the orcas,
Nina, what were you thinking?
I never saw that before.
I was thinking that I have a very interesting job. Never know which mammal is going to show up at my show.
I I will say it's a lot easier to dance in public if you have a local suit on. We have shown up at probably 4 or 5 of Dana's concerts in our suits. And
They're very,
it's a ton of
they're very respectful orcas. They do ask permission ahead of time, in case I'm might be.
Yeah, if it's going to be one of your documentaries on CNN, we don't want to get into it.
That's right. If I'm playing a wedding, I might need to consult
Right, there you go.
the family.
So apart from the North Olympic Orcapod interaction, which has been tons of fun, I call it fun activism because people always come up at those shows and they say, what is going on here? Why do you guys care about Dana Lyons and the orcas and all this stuff? And so we talk about the orcas, we talk about the dam. So it's been a great opportunity to raise public awareness. And I have worked with Dana on distributing the No Lower Snake River Dam signs. Probably many of you may have or seen around the region too. So I jotted down my 3 favorite songs, and The Great Salish Sea was at the top of the list. But I added Salmon Come Home and A Crack in the Dam, which is a song about the Elwha. I keep envisioning Dana playing that Crack in the Dam song when we get those Lower Snake River dams breached. So there we go.
Yep.
So I'm supposed to choose.
No pressure.
Cracking the dam, cracking the dam.
The Crack in the Dam has many titles. Some people call it The River. It's called the official title is called Drop of Water, but I kind of like the crack. I kind of like the Crack in the Dam. So we'll call it that. I'll play the Crack in the Dam now, and then depending on the flow, maybe we can get to Love Song for Jane later on. So yes, I got to sing this at the dam removal ceremony for the Elwha dams, and that might have been one of the most important honors in my career. I was so excited for that show that I didn't sleep the night before. I was just so wired. That's never happened before or since. But it was right next to the where the Elwha Dam stood, and the space could only hold about 450 people. So sadly, it was invitation only, and a big part of the audience was from the Jamestown and Clallam tribe and the Elwha nation, and then a lot of folks of all walks of life who had worked to bring the dams down. But if there'd been a bigger space, tens of thousands of people would have come because it was such a huge moment in our region's history. And I think that when we do begin the breaching of the Snake River dams, we will be able to find a spot that can handle tens of thousands, and folks will come, and it'll be amazing. But it was a beautiful day when I got to play this there, and I walked across the dam like everyone had to, and over the dam, the Port Angeles elementary schoolers had created artwork and had made these beautiful arches with their artwork. And then when you look down on the downstream side of the dam, way down below, about 100 feet down, there were king salmon bumping their noses into the dam. And they've been bumping their nose into that dam for 100 years. And not those specific salmon, but the family of salmon. And so it was pretty amazing. And a lot of tears at that ceremony. And I finished, I was the last person on the agenda. And I was backed up by the Port Angeles High School Choir, which I found very, very profound and moving. One, because they sang so beautifully, but also these were the granddaughters and grandsons of the old growth loggers from that area. So I saw it as a really healing moment of our region coming together. And I was singing, and the elected officials were right behind me, the governor and the senators and tribal chairs and the head of the Park Service and Secretary of Interior. And there's on YouTube, you can actually see the video of that song at the dam. And at one point, Governor Gregoire is air guitaring with me on the song. That's my, but But this is the tune, and it's called "Drop of Water" for today. Cracking the dam. There's a drop of water on the wall, and the drop's about to fall, and it falls into a trickle, and the trickle's flowing down, down, down to the ground, and the moss begins to grow. Watch, 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 watch the water flow, and watch the currents become a stream, busting through the seams, cracking through the concrete, bending down the steel in a raging that is real, a tearing torrent you can feel. Feel the thunder groan, thunder underground, and in my heart the chains falling apart, the wildness in my soul. And for once in life, I know I'm not alone. For the mountains make our bones, with the oceans in our blood, our feet planted firmly in the mud. We are alive, the burning embers in our eyes, the tingling touch upon our skin. And in the heat of passion we begin to understand that we are of this land, that we are part of earth. And when she's threatened, we will fight for all we're worth. We watch the dam come crashing down, water rushing to the sea. Now the river, now the river, now the river, now is free. The river is free. The river is free. The river is free. There's a drop of water on the wall, and the drop's about to fall, and it falls into a trickle, and the trickle's flowing down, down, down to the ground, and the moss begins to grow. Watch, 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 watch the water flow, and watch the currents that become a stream, a busting through the seams, a cracking through the concrete, bending down the steel in a raging that is real, a tearing torrent you can feel. Feel the thunder growing, the thunder underground, and in my heart the chains falling apart, water rushing to the sea. And now the river, now the river, now the river, now is free. The river is free. The river is free. Run, run the river, run the river, run. The river is free. Run, the river is free.
ovation. Standing ovation.
And what a beautiful river it is.
Yes, that is so awesome. You can just see the river free when you sing that song. It's brilliant. It's just brilliant.
Thank you.
It's so much emotion. Really good.
Yeah, no, it was
Thank you.
great, and it's that power of intent, and you're putting it out there. That energy, once it's released, those dams are coming down. Definitely.
All right.
So thank you.
Thank you.
Howard is the fan number one, I see. Howard is the fan number one.
Oh, yeah. Count me #1 fan, absolutely. Yeah, I love that song.
That was great. That was great.
Yeah.
I just joined something. I want to show you guys. I just joined something, and maybe Dana could tell us about Patreon. Patreon.
Oh, wow.
I just joined, so now I'm in the fan club.
Did you really? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
I put the link just so everyone knows when they
That's-
on Facebook the link to.
I
join.
really appreciate that. I just announced that today. It's
Yay.
so it's brand new. I've been working on it for a couple of years. Patreon is it's based on the word. It's a website. It's based on the word patron, like being a patron of the arts. And so at Patreon, if there's an artist you really like and you want to support them with your art, you can, put in your credit card and give, $5 a month, whatever. There's different levels. And that basically helps us artists do our thing. And, for years, music was one of the arts that you could, actually make a living at. And that's changed quite a bit with the advent of Spotify and streaming, which the streaming is really cool in a way because you can record a song and then it's available for the entire world to listen to overnight. That's pretty magical as an artist, but it did coincidentally cut our incomes in half. So that's so I appreciate your showing that and signing up, and that helps fund the Great Sailor Sea music video and Love Song to Jane music video and performing at schools and my environmental work. And there's a lot of other great artists on there too. But thank you. I appreciate that.
Absolutely. Guys, go sign up and follow. I learned about this, about Patreon like a while back when we had Captain Butter on. Do you guys remember that? Our airline guy who's out there drawing orcas in the sky. And I signed up for that, and you don't miss it. It's like a few bucks a month, and it supports, him anyway. It supports his gas to be able to fly that plane and do all those cool things to draw awareness. And then for musicians, to get a song like that you just sang out into as many venues as we can. I mean, music's the key, man. That it draws people in. So thank you.
Thank you. And it's interesting. I love making music videos, and that song "Drop of Water." I work with a young cinematographer here in Bellingham named Timing Yuen James, and our "Ride the Lawn" music video that's coming out in March. That's not as poignant as this last song, but it's just goofy. But this song "Drop of Water," I would love to make a video of. And the thing with music videos is they cost a hunk of change. So I'm hoping that with Patreon and et cetera, that'll become more possible, more plausible, because music videos, I realized as I put out a few, over the last couple of years, I worked on a number of music videos when I couldn't tour. And now that I'm starting to release them, they're pretty powerful because they just sit there on YouTube or wherever, and they can be viewed at any time, and different movements can use them. So I realize it's a pretty powerful way to put out this, this tiny movie, this 5-minute movie that people can view and get moved about the orca or the dams or Jane Goodall's work or whatever. But I'm realizing I want to put more time into that, and if there's funding, I will. So thank you.
Thank you.
Just done.
You just did it. Good job,
Yeah,
Mom.
just done it. Yeah.
Did you
there
really?
go. I did.
Wow.
That's
Thank
what
you.
it is out there, that music. Yeah.
Well,
Do I hear another person? Do I hear another person? We've been bidding the last couple of weeks, so I'm into it.
No.
Let's go.
Now you don't have to wait till March to watch Ride the Lawn. That's
Yeah. Well,
There
I'm
you
never
go.
how
able
exciting
to-
is that?
Yeah.
Let's get 10 people signed up. I think that'd be good.
Do you need, Annette? I need an online manager. Can we talk after the show?
Yeah, let's talk. Let's talk.
I like your attitude. I like your attitude.
Alejandro will get people going. He's the guy you want in your
Yeah.
tribe.
Yeah.
That's great. I know you met Jane Goodall, right?
Yes, I've been blessed to see her quite a few times, and and we're friends, and we get together once in a while and we chat. And I'm actually she's going to be speaking in Seattle at the Moore Theater, and I believe tickets are available now on March 30th, and I'm hoping I might get to see her then.
She's turning 90.
She turns 90 on April 3rd. Her team has requested the organizers if I could sing "Love Song to Jane" at the Moore Theater on March 30th. So we're still waiting to figure out the logistics if that's going to work for them or not. But I'm hoping to. That would be a great honor. But it's funny, at the beginning of this summer, I was about to. I've been working on all this homework, getting Patreon and my websites and everything else ready for my big tour, which is basically beginning now. But at the very beginning of the summer, I was like, okay, I'm supposed to do all these things. What do I really want to do? And what's the combination would have the best gift to the world community and the thing I'm most interested in and most passionate about? I said, well, what I really want to do is do a video for Love Song to Jane, which I wrote to honor Jane Goodall for her 90th birthday. And I thought, well, maybe you should do that. And I thought, well, what would it take? I said, well, I need footage. I need National Geographic quality footage. Well, who has that? Well, Jane has that. So, well, I ought to ask. The guitar players can be a little slow sometimes to put it all together, but I did put it together. And so I had this idea. I thought, yeah, I'd much rather work on that than all this business minutia over on my desk. So I just fired off Jane and her assistant Mary an email. And I got email. I mean, Jane, I don't know if she ever sees my emails, but this time I got an email back 20 minutes later from Jane. I love the idea. I'll tell my team to set you up with a film. I was like, yes.
And I just noticed I have access to that because I'm now a member. Website, just saying. And just so you know, Dana, Brandy O'Bray and Wendy Joss also just signed up on there.
Yay.
So,
Wow.
yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Brandy said we have 6 more. We have 6 more to go. She's challenging people to go.
You're making my day, because I've been a little bit shy about putting it out there, and I wanted to be just so telling me I'm too much of a perfectionist. So now I finally did it, and look at this. This is I'm thrilled.
Sorry to interrupt. I just got excited because I saw that I have access to that.
I'm excited too. Thank you. So yes, the video, which actually that's now public. That was early access earlier, but now that's been released. But if you search "Love Song to Jane" on YouTube, Dana Lyons, you'll find it. But the first half of the video is basically all footage from National Geographic camera people who work with Jane, and it's just beautiful. And I wanted the video to really be for Jane personally. And the first half of the video is all where she hangs out with the chimpanzees, the whole thing. And so I wanted her to have that. And then I used some other footage of the larger African animals later. But I'm thrilled with the way it came out. And here, shall I play the tune? I don't know how our time is. Do we have time for that?
Yes. Yeah, we have time, definitely.
Well, I'll dedicate this to Jane. She turns 90 on April 3rd, and she's still out there touring and still out there being a beacon of hope and working on an activist on countless issues all over the world. And we just, I know we so appreciate Jane, and she's an inspiration to all of us. And and I have, I'm sure this is probably true for all of us. I have more. I mean, Jane's an inspiration to everyone, but I have more girls and women friends tell me she's my role model, my mentor, my inspiration. Like, so she's had enormous impact and continues. And so here's the tune. We're curious when we're very small, so excited by the beauty of it all. We turn our faces up just to feel the rain. We're feeling that love song to Jane. See the gentle courage in your eyes, walking out alone into the wilds. Risking love is also risking pain. We're risking that love song to Jane. And the only way for you to save your friends is a trip around the world that never ends. And you teach us every day as you urge us on our way. Keep living that love song to Jane. Dragonflies and frogs and mice and skeets, watching lion kittens as they play. Africa is waiting for the rain, waiting for that love song to Jane. 100 years from now, we will see the elephants, giraffes, and chimpanzees. And our great-granddaughters turn their faces up to the rain. They'll be singing that love song to Jane. And the only way for you to save your friends is a trip around the world that never ends. And you teach us every day as you urge us on our way. Keep living that love song to Jane. And you teach us every day as you urge us on our way. Keep living that love song to Jane. Keep risking that. Keep risking that love song to Jane. Keep singing that. Keep singing that love song to Jane. Thank you.
That was great. Wow, that was great.
That's-
Howard, you're right.
that's
That's a good one.
I
Yeah.
love it. I love
Yeah.
it.
Thank you.
Dana's all the more an inspiration to me every time I hear Dana sing that song.
Look at how beautiful. And just,
Oh,
it's just beautiful. Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, all of them.
She's my
Yeah.
hero.
Yeah.
Definitely. Definitely. Well, gosh, Dana, I hope that you can come back on many times.
Oh, I would love to. Thank you. I appreciate Deb and Howie reaching out to me a long time ago, and and now I'm, yeah.
Awesome.
Now this is what I'm doing. So yes, I'll be available. I would love to be on it again.
That would be great. That would be great. Well, you got 5 or 6 new people signed up for you today.
That's
to support.
outrageous.
Just thank you for supporting. Like, just we're all here for Sk'aliCh'elh-tenaut's. We're all here in her legacy, and so just thank you for all you do for the Southern residents. We have some upcoming events. Christina, you want to give us a recap for those that don't know what's happening on March 11th?
Sure. Yep. We have our Breach Now rally coming up here at the Temple for Justice at the state capitol in Washington. Come bring your signs and support the Breach Now movement, because we must save the 137 species that are on the brink of extinction, and our ecosystem and our southern resident orcas, Toki's family. It's so important that everyone come. And if you can't come, send letters or sign up and get a fish and get your message on the back of the fish. We need lots of people to come and support this. This is going to be a series of events. This is the first one. The following is to be announced. But yeah, we definitely need your support. So please join our movement and come to the actual rally. We need you to be there. And I'm making signs, and we got all kinds of stuff going on. I got some stuff from Europe, from a couple of people. I'm passing out flyers. So if you're in the area, it's a good thing to pass out the flyers. They're on the Breach Now event page. You can find them there. And yeah, and all that have been supporting and helping, thank you so much, because we could not do it without you. Because it takes everyone, we're all working together, and it takes a village. It takes our pod. And yeah, Dana, now you're our pod. So
Yes, I saw some of the Facebook things.
Someone said there's no escape. Poor Dana.
Welcome to the pod. There's no escape. An honor. I am honored to be.
There's a couple
on
people
this team.
saying here, Christina, that they're having trouble finding the donation link. So do you mind to please drop that into the comments? Even if it's right after the show, if you don't mind to drop the GoFundMe link into the comments so folks can go in and get their fish. Again, their salmon fish. We're asking for, $10 if you can, more if you can, and your heart calls you to, and then send your message in to us. You can either do it to Deborah directly if you're friends with her on Facebook, or you can send your message to TokiTV 2022 at gmail.com. And so, yeah, you donate through the GoFundMe and then get your message to us, and they will be handwritten on the back. Really appreciate it. That's going to be good. And I know we've got rivers being made, and there's Deborah's going to show us the salmon. Lots going on. There you go. Cool. So there's a sample there that someone who sent in their message. So yeah, let's get your voice heard. If you can't be there, you can still be there in this way. So we appreciate it, and that's one way to be. Just make sure your voice is heard, guys. Don't forget to. We tell you guys almost every single week. Don't forget to keep writing, keep texting. The White House. They can reach them now. So again, just keep on keeping on, you guys. Keep on keeping on.
Yep.
Nina, since we
keep it on the front lines, please. We have to breach them this year. Yep.
Absolutely.
Well, I just want Dana to know that I've still got the signs that he and I distributed all over the place. I've got one on my fence right where Senator Murray has to drive by.
Yay!
So I'm sending my message.
Nice work.
Somebody stole mine, so I need another one.
I need some too. I gave all mine away. So if
Oh.
I
anyone
have a
up until
couple.
October 11th, March 11th, I only have one left. And I'm afraid it's going to blow away. So it's by the house.
I've got a
gave all
stash
mine
if you come to
away.
Bellingham. So.
Well, I think we all got our songs in that we were kind of talking about at the beginning. So, Dana, as our exit song, do you want to choose the song that we'll close the show out to today?
Oh, wow.
Unless Deborah or Deb have another suggestion.
I'd let him pick one.
Maybe I'll do the Salmon Come Home song, because that's
Which is what I would have picked anyway.
there we go.
There it is.
Telekinesis or whatever
Everyone-
that is. That's
Everyone good with that? Thank you, Dana. Thank you for being with us this week. And again, really, anytime you want to come on, just shoot me an
Thank
email,
you.
and just come on and hang with us, okay?
I would love to. And actually, I'll just mention this. I was just speaking with Deborah a couple days ago, and she's helping organize a backyard concert at a friend's house in Port Townsend this summer. I'm going to be touring all summer. I'm mostly playing outdoors, but I'm hoping to come and play in Howie and Susan's yard for them. And
Yes.
but I wanted to just say, if folks are interested in possibly hosting a backyard concert, you can email me, dana@cowswithguns.com, and then I'll let you know what it takes, and we can figure out if that's realistic. But I know I'll be showing up at Howie and Deborah's place at the very least. And and Deborah and I need to talk too. We're going to talk about Bellingham, so, so I wanted to mention that.
Maybe we can work something out with you in August, where a bunch of people will be coming. So
We'll be up there in August, a bunch of us.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, let's make it a party then. That's
All
great.
right.
It is now.
Okay,
Get
well,
on your tour.
it's on the
we just
calendar.
did.
Okay.
Right. Well, thanks again, Dana. You guys, we'll see you next week, and we'll let Dana close us out. Thank you.
Okay. This is called the Salmon Come Home. And while this is really for anywhere in salmon country, this was written about a small Athabascan village about 60 miles west of Anchorage, and the little village of Tyonek. And there was a proposed coal mine. They were going to dig up 13 miles, 250 feet down, of this beautiful salmon river. And the people of Tyonek, the area, people who fish, the people of Alaska, environmentalists, the Native Alaskans all fought this for many years. And I'm happy to report that this the Chewitna River mine was stopped. And then this song is also used in the fight to stop the Pebble mine, which is currently, I won't say it's stopped, but it's well paused. Pretty good position for that. But this is this is Salmon Come Home. Excuse me. The The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, the beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living here forever. The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, the beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living on this land forever. Then the Russians came for the furrin ground. They built log forts and we burned them down. Then the great flu came, taking old and young. We gathered who was left and we begin again. The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, the beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living here forever. The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, the beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living on this land forever. Then the oil rigs came, promising us jobs, leaving oil sheens as we carry on. Then the loggers came, taking the great trees, leaving mountains bare, leaving muddy streets. The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living here forever. The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, the beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living on this land forever. Now they come for the coal underneath our river, to destroy our home, take our children's future. We are one small town, we are one proud people, we are one with salmon, we are one with eagle, we are one small town, we are one proud people, we are still surviving. We are still surviving. I do not believe Creator wants this to happen. I do not believe Creator wants this to happen. I do not believe Creator wants this to happen. I do not believe Creator wants this to happen. The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, the beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living here forever. The salmon come home again and again since the beginning of time, the beginning of when we've been living here. We've been living on this land forever. We've been living here. We've been living on this land forever. The salmon come home again and 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 again.